Hey, Honors Physics. This is the video version of the solution guide regarding Newton's second law practice problems. And this is, how many problems is it? 1, 2, 3 on the first page or so, and then a few more on page 2, and then it finishes up. So let's get started. So what do we have in the first picture? We have a simple one-dimensional force problem. We have a mass. It is a bucket. Let's draw that in, 10 kilograms. And obviously there's different ways to interpret being lowered by a rope or a tension. But if you're lowering an object, that means it's getting lower and lower, maybe down a well or over a cliff. Well, what that implies, and it may take some experience to know this, is that that means that if you're lowering the object, there is a tension holding it back. If there was no tension in that rope, the object would be in free fall. It wouldn't be lowered, it would just be plummeting. Now the object still has the fundamental force of gravity acting on it, so m times g, or negative 9.8, and 10 times negative 9.8 is of course negative 98 newtons. We can do that in our head, you can check it on a calculator. The tension is 64 newtons. So after you look at those two forces, you think to yourself, okay, are they balanced? Just by examining it, you can say this is not at equilibrium. The forces are going to cause an acceleration. Let's see. The acceleration of the object in the y direction is the sum of the forces in the y divided by the mass of the object. And the acceleration is being caused by two forces, and it's important to label what forces they are. Tension plus gravity over the mass. Now we can rock and roll with the mass, with the values, 64 newtons plus negative 98 newtons, all over a mass of 10 kilograms. And I got an acceleration of, let's see, negative, oops, I did that wrong. On my calculator, let's try that again. 64 minus 98. There we go. Negative 34 divided by 10, negative 3.4 meters per second squared. And you may not be able to relate to this or be able to picture that, but this box is falling. It is accelerating downward, but there's like a tension that's keeping it from being in free fall. So you'll notice that this acceleration is less than the free fall acceleration because there is some tension holding it back. There we go. Okay, number 2, let's draw a free body diagram. We've got a person holding a box of cannolis by a string out to the side of their body. Well, here's what I picture. I'm picturing a person holding a package out to the side of their body. And you might say, well, is the rope at an angle? No. So in this case, I know that it takes some interpretation, but we have a tension holding up to your hand, and we have a force of gravity on the package, 2.3 kilograms. Then in the second half of the problem, they talk about the elevator lifting the whole system. And that means that over here, and we would do a separate free body diagram, there would be a normal force lifting the person, but the person is also holding 2.3 kilograms. So here the mass is 72.3 kilograms, and of course, we'd have a force of gravity on that. Now, what we can't do before we do any further progress on tension or normal is we need to first address the fact that at the very end of the given, it says that there's some motion. And what it implies is that it's accelerating. It starts from rest. V initial is 0. We don't know the V final, but it moves a vertical delta Y, you could also call it delta X, positive 3.05 meters. And it has 5.5 seconds to do that. So one of the most common mistakes is you cannot divide meters by seconds. That would get you a velocity. We need to use an older kinematics formula, which will be provided, which has V initial, A, T, and delta Y. And what we'll have is we'll have 3.05 meters. V initial is 0, so it drops out of this term. 1/2 times the A we don't know, and 5.5 seconds quantity squared. Don't forget to square that. So let's do it. Let's simplify that. 3.05 divided by the quantity, 5.5 squared. You can do some of these steps on your calculator. and I got 0.1008, okay? And that equals 1/2 A. So we're going to then have to double that, and I think we'll have the answer. An A of 0.201 meters per second squared. So there's our acceleration now of what? Well, that's the acceleration of the box. This is the acceleration of the box, and it's the acceleration of the system. So now we can go back and we can do the use that acceleration, check, we have it now, and we can find our unknowns, the tension. So let's do step one. We've got acceleration equals the sum of the forces in the y over the mass. The acceleration is force tension plus force gravity over the mass. The acceleration is positive 0.202 equals force tension, I don't know, plus force gravity, 2.3 times 9.8. That's negative 22.54 newtons over a mass of 2.3 kilograms. Rearrange that, solve it your own way. Your force of tension on the cannolis, on my favorite pastry dessert, is going to be 0.202, cross multiplied by 2.3, and then we add 22.54 to both sides, and I got 23 newtons of tension. Came out to be 23.00. And if you wanted to do a third sig fig, 23.0. Okay, so that's the cannolis. That's the object number one. Now, if you then have to make room to do the acceleration of the system. So there's another way to write it. You could also write it this way. Newton's second law, right, can be this way or this way. And now we have normal force plus Fg equals m times A. The normal force we don't know. That's what we're solving for. The force of gravity, 72.3 times 9.8, is negative 708. The mass is 72.3. The A is 0.202. So I'm sorry I'm writing very small there, but let's zoom in on that. So now how do we simplify that to get normal alone? 72.3 multiplied by the acceleration, 0.202. Now we have to move the gravity to the other side. Let's add 708. Some people told me it's more decimal, 708.54. That's fine. But you're going to get a normal force in the range of 723 newtons of force exerted by the floor up through the person and the very small package they're holding, okay? So let's zoom out. We've done two problems, each one having a little bit added complexity. They both involved knowing an acceleration or finding an acceleration, and they're all applications of Newton's second law. Number 3 on this page, and then we'll hit pause, is a rope or tension problem with multiple pulleys. So this object is a system, and we've talked about how with pulleys, you could learn how they work and what's the mechanical advantage, but you also count the number of times the rope attaches to the system that's being lifted or accelerated. And I see 4 forces of tension. So there would be force of tension times 4, and then there would be a weight of the system, the elevator. And I believe it has a combined mass, it's not that heavy, of 80 kilograms, right? That's a mass, 80 kg. So let's find our gravity. 80 times 9.8. Or 784 newtons of force downward. And the tension force is unknown. In fact, that's what we're going to try to find. We're going to try to find the tension, and then that becomes the applied force or the tension she exerts on the rope, the person who's doing this. So we have 4 forces of tension. Let's write Newton's second law. Forces of tension in the y. And we actually know her acceleration, right? Her acceleration is upward. But there are 4 forces of tension plus the force of gravity equals the mass of the system times the acceleration. We don't know force tension. We know gravity is negative 784. The mass is 80 kilograms. And the acceleration, I'm so sorry, is 1.2 meters per second squared. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's simplify. 80 times 1.2 96 plus 784 divided by 4 gets a force of tension of 220 newtons. So there's page 1 of the study guide.